Okay, I didn't know the game vault. I didn't realize the game music was bleeding over my volume. But hey, we'll see how it goes. Hello, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to NevByte Plays. You're here with me, NevByte. We're going to be trying something a bit different today. It's a game called 428. Let's see where this takes us. Hey, yeah. Hey, Aiko, welcome in. Yeah. So 428 Shibuya Scramble. It came out in 2008 on the Wii. I believe it was ported to the PSP, and I think there was a PS3 version as well. It's made appearances on both iOS and Android, and most recently it's been ported to PS4 and the PC. So we're going to see where it goes from there. From what I understand, it's basically a visual novel game mixed in with a bit of a choose your own adventure aspect. You've got different protagonists, and you've got to get them all through an hour of of a specific day. There's a certain amount of hours in the day during the game. So yeah, that's about all I can say about this because I'm going in like mostly blind. I have played about 20 minutes of this to see if it worked. So we're gonna find out what this is together. So, aha, okay. So let's just jump right in and just start a new game. Right. Select a bookmark to save to. Yeah, that one was my test one, so we'll just start a new one. Do you want... Hold on. Do you want the guide to gameplay to be displayed? We recommend first-time players select yes. I mean, I haven't really played the tutorial that much, so we'll put it on as a yes anyway. Everything all good? You can see the game, you can hear me, you can hear the game. This story is a work of fiction, named characters... basically, if there's anything about this that's real, it's... you just got this yourself during the Steam sale. Hey, Omanisha, welcome in. As I say, I know next to nothing about this other than the 20 minutes I played, so we're going to find out about this together. It hears well? Good. I'm just going to let this intro run because it sounds pretty cool. Hey James, welcome in. You're just in time to get things rolling. So yeah, apart from what I can tell, it's a mix between live action movie clips like you're seeing here right now and still images as well. So it'd be interesting to see how a hybrid like this turns out. You expect 90s music, I know, right? I'd totally listen to this. This is amazing. You're feeling a bit out of it, you're going to be in alert mode. That's okay, James. You just do what you need to do. Hope everyone's had a good day today. Yeah, if anyone comes in and asks why this is in retro, this is a game from 2008, so I think yeah, it more than earns. Oh. Move me stuff out the way so I can see the subtitles. Ooh. I've been deceived. Seinfeld vibes instead of... except as a kidnapping. Bow, 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 bow. I've been deceived, Alpha... Oh. This took, this escalated quickly. Oh my. Well, you could have worse ringtones for that to go off. Nice. Ah, the bot's back. Shibuya's story is yours to tell. As you play through the game, the various mechanics will be explained. In 428, you follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. Your decisions impact their experiences as you read the story. What does the day hold in store? Their fate is in your hands. Hopefully, you can see them all through to the end. To start, you have two characters, Shinya Kano and Aichi Endo. Let's begin by checking out Kano's story. Okay, so he's the only one we can pick right now. Just 2 more minutes to go. And now you wonder how I ended up here. Shinya Kano noted the time again on his watch, scowling at the slow creep of the second hand. The time was 9:58 a.m. Furrows of consternation creased his forehead. He wasn't nervous, but he knew better than to expect everything to go smoothly. At least this isn't Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. Keeping a level head was proving rather difficult. There was no room for failure. Lives were on the line here. He eyed his surroundings. Was the perp really going to show up? When? Where would he be coming from? How would he make his approach? HMV product placements in the back there. The Shibuya Scramble was as packed as ever. A throng of people crossing this way and that, blissfully unaware of the dozens of detectives hidden in its mist. Ooh. Alright, about another minute and a half. Kano glanced down at his watch yet again. A mere 30 seconds had passed. Detective Kano had been with the enforcement arm of Shibuya's Criminal Affairs section for a year now, but he'd never been part of an operation this big before. He eyed the young woman standing behind beside the statue up ahead. She was small enough to get lost in the crowd, and she carried a nondescript attaché case. Yeah, Leon Kennedy wants that back. Hitomi Osawa, age 19. The attaché case in her hands contained a full 50 million yen in cash. Yesterday, her twin sister Maria had been kidnapped. This was the ransom payment. The culprit had called Hitomi last night, at home, referring to her by name and telling her to wait by the statue of Hichiko in Shibuya. It was almost time, but nothing. Kano was staring fixedly at the second hand on his watch when a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk murmured just loud enough for him to hear. Gotta show the Rolex, yep, product placement, am I right? Come on, Kano, quit looking at your watch so much. What if the kidnapper sees you? Kano tried to look nonchalant as he lifted his eyes, but the scruffy character continued. You're too nervous, just relax already. You're the one acting suspicious, Sasayama. That's foreshadowing at its finest. How do you mean? Kano frowned. Why would some homeless guy be talking to me? Yuji Sasayama was the senior officer at the Shibuya Precinct's Criminal Affairs Division, 5 years older than Kano. Some words and phrases in the text appear in blue. These are called tips. Press tab to underline a tip and then press space. Okay. This will let you read some extra info relating to that word or phrase. I mean, I don't know if that's necessary to do, but we'll just show it. We'll just show it off and see what it's like. These are marked with a magnifying glass and a 4 to 8 respectively. Okay. Official... this is telling you about the Shibuya Precinct, responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people in 32 neighborhoods, including Urahara. I'm not even going to pronounce most of these for fear of getting them wrong. Is that it? Okay. He always went a little overboard with the disguises. He claimed it was all part of the job, but the word around the station was that he just liked playing dress-up. Hey, pal! Spare some change! Sasayama lurched to his feet and shuffled in close to Kano. Hey, knock that off! His face! It's like, ew, go away! Fittingly for the part, Sasayama reeked pretty badly. I wonder what of. Well, ain't so suspicious now, huh? He clung to Kano with mock camaraderie, despite the younger man's attempts to pull away. Come on, Sasayama, cut it out! Ree! Sasayama's blithe confidence rattled Kano's nerves. Of course, there was good reason for that confidence. This was Kano and Sasayama's jurisdiction. Ooh. Okay, Sasayama's a pro. Yay, yeah. Okay, jurisdiction, basically telling you what a jurisdiction is. A region over which an organization or a member thereof has control or authority. Refers here to the jurisdiction of police departments. The Metropolitan Police Department at the pinnacle of Tokyo's police hierarchy has vastly more authority than local precincts, but since many officers end up needing to work with both, the outright rivalry between the two isn't as notable as TV dramas make it seem. Really? But they were positioned a good distance from where the handoff was to take place. The statue of Hachiko was surrounded by elite investigators from one of HQ's special investigation teams. Yeah, I've never watched any Japanese TV dramas outside of anime, so I don't know how true that actually is. Sometimes 2 or more tips will appear on a single screen. Press tab repeatedly to change which words are underlined. Highlight the tip you wish to read and then press space. Continue pressing tab or press escape to return to reading the story. Okay. Alright, that's telling you about the history of Hachiko. Statue of a dog erected... right, okay, this was, why investigating the statue, though? I think this is because it's a meeting place for somebody delivering a ransom. Yeah, this is based off the Japanese story, wasn't it? Waiting for a dog who was waiting for his owner who never returned and then ended up passing away, which is sad. I'm sure they made a movie out of that as well a few years ago. I can't even remember now. Kano and his partner were just there to provide backup if the kidnapper attempted to flee. Look, just try to relax. We'll be fine. Sasayama gave him a wink. A moment later, the radio squawked in Kano's ear. Alright, everyone. It's time. Keep your eyes open. Oh. The voice coming in through the earpiece was Koji Kuze, HQ's operations director. I'm not going to highlight that one. Until last year, he had been the Shibuya Precinct's head detective and Kano's supervisor. We don't know when the perp is going to make contact. Don't let your guard down. Kuze's low, gravelly voice echoed in Kano's ear. Okay. You don't sound too worried, Kuze. Who's speaking there? Is it Kano or... Well, I'll find out in a minute. Oh. You don't sound too worried, Kuze. Kano winced at Sasayama's words. How could the man be so nonchalant? The appointed time had come and gone. Something should be happening. Whap! Kano smacked himself in the thigh to release a little tension. Ooh, And suddenly they meet either Majima or Kiryu. Knowing Majima, it'll probably be more likely be him. Majima's everywhere. We all love Majima all the time. The sound was louder than he'd intended, though the suit hid his muscular physique. It did little to dampen the noise. He needed to stay focused. He might be called to action at any moment. The department handled abduction cases according to a certain standard investigation. Geino-chan! According to a certain standard investigation procedure. Was it an attempt to extort money, or was the motive something personal? The answer to that question determined how they'd deal with the criminal. And based on the investigation team's initial findings this time around, they probably weren't dealing with a professional kidnapper. Yeah, Majima seems to be the more popular... Well, they both are, but I think Majima has a bit more exposure, I suppose. Still, in all likelihood, it was someone with quite a long rap sheet. Probably someone who knew the family, but so far they had few leads on who might bear such a grudge. With the situation so unclear, the plan was to apprehend whomever came to make the handoff on site. If the culprit ran with the money, there'd be no guarantee of the hostage's well-being. Still nothing, Sasayama muttered. There he is. He's here. Kuze broke in, his voice spiking into an excited chirp. Subject is a young male in his 20s, wearing a bandana and an orange hoodie. Kuze, normally calm and stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. They looked kind of suspicious staring at the negotiator. It's two guys around the corner looking round at everything, I suppose. Okay, so I think this is where the... Kuze? Yes! They could see the subject now. A 20-something male nonchalantly approached Hitomi to talk to her. Alright, people. Be ready to grab this guy. Kuze was stationed in the mobile command center not far from the intersection, keeping tabs on the situation via video surveillance from the camera team. The guy's just offering a pamphlet, come on. The young man started speaking enthusiastically to Hitomi. The detectives watched, uncertain. Was this really the kidnapper? Okay, so this is where the interactivity comes in. You'll encounter selections like these during the story. These choices will change the lives of other people, and in addition to changing your own fate, use the arrows to make your choice and then press space. The current choice will not impact you or any of the other protagonists. Okay, I mean, as I say, it's not gonna do anything. So we've got either A, that's gotta be him. Kano took a step forward, then hesitated, or B, the situation wasn't entirely clear. He needed to get a better look at things. What are we thinking? No, he definitely doesn't seem like it, so I'm thinking that's a vote for B, I guess? I'll give it a minute, and then I'll, if not, I'll go with B. Yeah, he doesn't look like somebody who would be dangerous, but you never know. But then again, why would a kidnapper be offering to read the negotiating magazines? I don't know. Right, so A or B? I think I am feeling... I'm feeling B. So I think we're gonna go with that. The situation still wasn't entirely clear. He needed to get a better look at things. The newcomer held a bundle of letter-sized paper, which he showed to Hitomi as he went on talking. He tried to hand her one of the papers, but she pointedly ignored him. Undeterred, the man kept trying to foist it off on her. Hitomi refused to respond, becoming as motionless as the statue of Hachiko behind her, until finally the man gave up and walked away. I think we made the right choice there. Guess it wasn't him. Kano felt the tension of the moment linger in his spine. Guy must have been hitting on her, Sasayama muttered. That's in blue, but I'm pretty sure most people in here will know what hitting on somebody is. I mean, she is pretty cute and all. He had a point. Though, hold on. Though, of course, something in Sasayama's voice made Kano brace himself. She's got nothing on my Michan. Michan was Sasayama's wife. They'd gotten married just last month. Oh, this music. What is this music? Sasayama seems kind of like ranting about somebody that is watching. Let me tell you, Kano, married life is the best. While Kano was asking himself, why do I have this job? You gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. This was Sasayama's favourite topic lately, and Kano was getting more and more fed up with it. Sasayama, come on, just knock it off, okay? The phrase had become a common refrain of his since the department parted them. Fine. Let's talk about your girlfriend then. Huh? Now? You can't be serious. Kano's whole dialogue so far. Come on, Sasayama, knock it off. Sasayama leaned in close again. What's she like? We are not having this conversation, Kano muttered, looking away. Oh, come on. Sasayama set his hand on Kano's chest, still playing the homeless troublemaker. Let me readjust myself a minute. Oh. Show me your phone. Let me see your lock screen. Huh? Sasayama poured for the mouth of Kano, fish mouth. Oh, man. You got a pic of your girl on your lock screen, yeah? I do not. But he did. It was scary how on the mark Sasayama's instincts are. Hey, cut it out. We're in the middle of an investigation. I am investigating. Sasayama chuckled as he plucked the phone from Kino's pocket. His face scrunched up with astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. The heck is this? It's not... Ain't this Masami Nagahama? Who is she? A national star, tends to play the heroine on national morning soap operas or in national historical dramas. Her songs have been a series of national hits, and she's even slated to host the year-end national singing competition program. Everything about her is national. Okay. Well, from what I can see, she is nice looking, I do have to admit. Kano realised he had to bite the bullet. No, that's my girlfriend. Her name's Rumi, and she's... Sasayama cut him off. You telling me this ain't Masami Nagahama, the famous actress? Because this right here is Masami Nagahama. Like I said, you sly old dog, trying to make like you're dating Masami Nagahama. I'm not. I mean, I guess Rumi does kind of look like her. Sasayama let out a huff. For real? You really think I'm gonna fall for that? There's nothing to fall for, I swear. Sasayama scowled, unconvinced. Alright, then why don't you marry her? Kano stammered, but he had no answer. The truth was, he would have happily married her already, but there were obstacles that needed to be overcome. Okay, playtime's over. Let's focus on the job. Sasayama handed Kano's phone and turned his gaze back to Hitomi. Kano let out a quick, uneasy sigh. But his shoulders did feel looser. Maybe Sasayama had been trying to relieve a bit of the tension. Maybe he should be grateful. Debatable. Get a bit of water. By now, several minutes had passed since the guy with the papers had gone away. He peered at Hitomi. The strain on her face was visible. In addition to the weight of the attaché case itself, the 5,000, 10,000 yen bills it held weighed close to 6 kilos. Her slender arms must have been getting tired. Still, she refused to set the case down. She wasn't taking any chances with her sister's life. The kidnapping case had begun the day before, at around 7 p.m. This is MPD Dispatch. The Shibuya Precinct is reporting a missing person believed to be an abduction. Subject is Maria Asawa, a 19-year-old student at Midoriyama Academy, last seen at the LL Diner near campus. A man was allegedly seen forcing her into a car nearby. All officers in the vicinity, please report to the scene at once. Over. Well, mind you, I don't know if they say over in Japan. Kano and Sasayama had been working a burglary case in Jungumai's 5th district when they got the call. The two arrived at the LL Diner at 7:15 p.m. At roughly the same time, several officers showed up to secure the area, blocking off entry to nearby roadways and monitoring the surrounding establishments. Inside the restaurant, Kano and Sasayama were met by the girl who reported the kidnapping. Time to ask some questions while eating some ramen, yeah, definitely. It was the victim's twin sister, Hitomi. Could you tell us about when Maria was taken, starting from the very beginning? Kano said, keeping... Oh, actually, hold on, let me do that. Sasayama definitely looks different when he doesn't look like a hobo. Could you tell us about when Maria was taken, from the very starting from the very beginning? Kano said, keeping his voice low. My sister and I, we were supposed to go to a party together today. Hitomi was trembling, her voice hoarse. Well, I messed up the time. I showed up at right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to. That was definitely last Friday night. So Maria had gone alone to the party, a mix-up for locals and exchange students. Hitomi, arriving late, had showed up just in time to glance through the restaurant window and see her sister getting shoved into a car. She described the vehicle as a blue station wagon of Japanese make. Why would something like this happen to her? Hitomi held back her tears, but she was shaking all over. Did you get a look at the kidnapper? Yes. I mean, you were on Japan, so it is Japanese made. Well, they could be using an import car. Yes, it was a man. Middle-aged. There was another eyewitness, Leyland Palmer. He identified himself as a lecturer at Hitomi and Maria's school. Oh, what voice can I give this guy? Something like this, maybe. I saw two. It's like Hitomi says. I heard Hitomi cry out, and so I went out to the window to look. And... His Japanese was halting, as if he hadn't been in the country for very long. Let's see who says this first. And I think that maybe the kidnapper was working alone. Leyland explained that he'd seen the man shove Maria into the back seat and then clamber into the driver's seat. If he had an accomplice, wouldn't they have been driving? Neither Hitomi nor Leyland had gotten a look at the suspect's face. Kano was interviewing others who had been on the scene, looking for other potential witnesses, when his phone rang. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, I think? One of the senior detectives. We've set up a task force in the investigation. Get back to the station once you have a handle on the situation there. Barely half an hour had passed between the time of the kidnapping and the time the task force began operation. When Kano and Sasayama got back to the precinct station, Kuze had already arrived from HQ. He informed them that a response team had been formed to investigate the victim's home. Kano could feel a peculiar tension in the air. Unfamiliar MPD detectives scurried to and fro around the Shibuya offices. He pulled one of them aside to get a quick update. An hour had now passed since the kidnapping. There had been one new development. The perpetrator had made a threatening call to the victim's home. He said the following: "Tomorrow, 10 a.m., by Hichiko in Shibuya. Have the sister Hitomi bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit." Kajiwara from the precinct was put on the response team, along with detectives from elsewhere who'd received special training in abduction cases. Normally, a local precinct detective wouldn't have gone undercover in a victim's home. Kuze, however, had decided that having a knowledgeable local was crucial and had sent Kajiwara along. The detectives disguised themselves as delivery people and movers to make their way inside without arousing suspicion, arriving there at 8:30. The response team had become prepared to run a trace if the kidnapper had contacted the family a second time, but there were no further calls. Hope you guys are liking this so far. Kano checked his watch again. 20 minutes had now passed since the time designated for the ransom handoff. The kidnapper had yet to appear. Crap, you think we might have spooked him? It's too early to say. He wondered aloud. Hey, stay calm. Hey, stay calm. Oh, what was Sasayama's voice? Hey, stay calm. Sasayama scanned the passing throng. He's just playing with us. Why'd this guy even pick this place? Kano voiced the question he'd been asking himself since he heard the kidnapper's demands. Sasayama shrugged, figured he must want to blend in with the crowd, nab the money. Oh, wait, I forgot his voice again. Figure he must want to blend in with the crowd, nab the money, and disappear before anyone knows he's there, would be my guess. In that case, why not pick Shinjuku or Ginza? The big crowd just didn't benefit the kidnapper after all. Should have got the Phantom Thieves on this. It also allowed the police to use the sea of people to conceal their own operation. Right now, there were 50 detectives stationed within a 50-meter radius of where Hitomi was stood. The kidnapper would be taking a major risk if his plan was to nab the ransom money and run. That's what bothered Kano. Any criminal with half a brain would know better than to do a handoff in front of Hachiko. You're overthinking things, pal, Sasayama grumbled. No, I'm not. No, this is Kano. No, I'm not. Kano reached into his pocket and pulled out his notepad. This was Kano's dick diary, which he always kept close to hand. Wait. A dick diary. A dick diary. He has a what diary now? Well, let's find out what this is. Sasayama rolled his eyes. The thing again. Kano ignored him, flipping through the notepad pages. Aha! Here it is. Kano just wanted to point out some measures. Nice. Dictum number 89. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. It was a favourite saying of Kyuzo Tatino, an assistant inspector from the Shibuya precinct. Tatino was the kind of detective Kano had aspired to be. That or maybe Dick as Jerks, yeah. For the current operation, he'd been placed in charge of Hitomi's personal safety. He was in position to defend her as soon as the ransom had been handed off. Of course, Hitomi hadn't been informed how much protection she was under. There was a risk if she acted too secure, it might alert the kidnapper. I think Tatino has the right idea. Sasayama snorted quietly. Maybe. I mean, he's a great detective. Don't get me wrong. But do you know how many irrelevant things there are to consider? Again, Kano ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. For a moment, I thought I heard you say his homie. Oh, I don't know. Kano had faith in Tatino, as both a detective and as an individual. He had first witnessed Tatino's brilliance during a standoff at a financial company 3 years earlier. A man had shut himself in an office, splashing gasoline everywhere, and threatening to set the place ablaze. While the others hesitated, Tatino unflinchingly doused himself with gasoline, strode into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secure the scene. God damn, yeah. The others had been awestruck by Tatino's actions, and Kano, who at the time had been content to be a run-of-the-mill policeman, had found it quite inspiring. Bill, you know, Sasayama murmured under his breath. As great as a detective as Tatino is, it's not like anyone else in the world has ever heard of him. It is inspiring. I mean, the guy doused himself in gasoline, for crying out loud. Definitely. Oh. I suppose not, Kano said. So? Why's he got a banana? Only time anyone ever hears a cop's name is if he's caught up in some scandal or killed in the line of duty. I mean, doesn't really seem fair, does it? Kano just shrugged. It was just a strange definition of unfair, really. I mean, you've got celebrity chefs, celebrity hairdressers and stuff. So how come no celebrity gumshoes, you know? I think I know a certain streamer who might have something to say about that. Look, please, can you just focus on what we're doing here? Kano rubbed his eyes and then turned his attention back to Hitomi. What's the matter? Didn't sleep? Not enough, I guess. Did you eat? Didn't have time. Between bringing in supplies for the base of operations, readying the team's vehicles, photocopying hundreds of documents for various other tasks, Kano had barely slept the previous night and hadn't got a meal in either. What have you been doing? Sasayama puffed out his chest. Saving up my energy for today. So you were sleeping? Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is! Kusei's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. A man in his 20s wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag. Is this the guy? A young man had emerged from the crowd from about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He strode toward her, a sinister look on his face. He didn't match Hitomi's description, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper had hired some young street punk to snatch the ransom payment. That our guy? What do you think, Kano? Sasayama whispered. Yeah, I think he's gotta be. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready to act fast. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Could this be the culprit? Or perhaps... The young man tried to snatch the briefcase from Hitomi, but she clung to it with desperate strength. It was him! The detectives rushed in. Bingo! Whoa, hey, what the hell? The young man cried out frantically and tried to dart away, but the officers closed in, forcing him bodily to the ground. Target secured. Oh, jeez. I think we got another suspect on the scene. Eek! He's taking the ransom! Kuze's hysterics made... Oh, wait. That was Kuze. Oh, never mind. Kuze's hysterics made Kano spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, attaché case in hand. The mob of detectives scrambled to pursue. Before Kano could react, most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the original suspect. Oh, it's getting good now. What should I do with this guy, sir? He might have some connection to the kidnapper. Should I bring him in? Huh? Oh, sure, that'd be swell. I'm on it. With the help of the one of the remaining detectives, Kano brought the suspect back to the Shibuya precinct. Look, how many times do we have to go through this? Cut the crap. In the interrogation room, the young man, who gave his name as Achi Endo, steadfastly insisted on his innocence. Why'd you try to steal that case? Kano watched Achi's face intently. Like I said, it looked heavy, so I was just trying to help her out. It wasn't inconceivable that a young guy would want to help a pretty girl. But Hitomi had just been standing there, hardly in desperate need of assistance. She hadn't set the case down, so I figured there had to be something important inside. An entry from Kano's Dick Diary shot through his mind. Dick Dictum 25. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the truth. Classic advice for questioning. Something important, you say? Such as... How the heck would I know? Achi spat. He huffed and slumped back in his chair. This standard textbook back and forth had been going for nearly an hour. Kano didn't mind. Chasing down criminals was all well and good, but questioning suspects was another key part of the job. Plenty of off-the-scene work went into cracking a case. Once again, he had actually explained what he'd been doing, starting from the beginning. When Kano finally emerged from the interrogation room for a short break, he had learned that there had been some progress on the case at the crime scene. What the police hadn't been able to determine yet, however, was whether or not Maria was safe. Fighting back his anxiety, Kano consulted his Dick Diary. Dick Dictum number 54. Haste makes waste. True. Couldn't be more true, that. He felt his tension subside. Remembering the right maxim always helped. It was like casting a magic spell. Kano returned to confront Achi once more. You were there to act as a distraction, to mess up the investigation, weren't you? Ah! Achi looked a bit dumbfounded. What are you on about? Dick Dictum number 55. The truth hungers to be free. You hungry? Got some katsudon if you like. Achi nodded, silently. Achi devoured the bowl of katsudon with gusto. He looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Oh, hold on. No, I didn't mean to act. No. Wait, what did I just press? No, alright, okay, that was an autoplay. No, alright then, spill it. What's this guy after? Achi just shrugged. I don't know, he murmured. A thick slice of egg-laden pork between his teeth. How many accomplices do you have? Kano asked. But Achi just shook his head as he inhaled his food. Resignedly, Kano flipped through the pages of his notebook once more. Let's see, number 115. Use the lights to your advantage. Did Batman write this Dick Diary? As the minutes ticked past, he found himself referring to this book again and again, trying out a dozen different methods to tease out whatever his suspect might be hiding. The experience began to feel strangely surreal, their two voices echoing hollowly across the interrogation room. Eventually, Kano looked at the clock and realized that the questioning had been going on for nearly 5 hours. He still hadn't made any headway. What was he supposed to do next? Tatina would know, but he sure didn't. Still, he was determined to do whatever he could to keep the victim and her family safe. Gritting his teeth in frustration, he perused the Dick Diary like it was scripture. Number 116. The monotonous question thing was clearly tiring Archie out. His eyelids dropped like they were beginning to get heavy. Number 117. Get 'em when they're tired. Kano's eyes gleamed. You're part of a criminal gang, huh? Oh, that is funny. Seems more like sleeping, though. Archie's head slumped forward heavily. Nodding off was basically the same as nodding yes, right? Mr. Kuze, I did it! The young guy we grabbed at the handoff site? He finally confessed to the crime. What? What are you talking about? Kuze laughed in disbelief. I know, it's like a kid on Christmas morning here. We're just about to apprehend the mastermind here. Huh? Kano clutched his cell phone, dumbstruck. Listen, why don't you, look, just wait there at HQ, okay? Maybe the suspect died. No. It can't be. What? After the kidnapping case wrapped up, Kano tendered his resignation. Guess I'm not cut out to be a detective after all, he thought to himself. He dropped the Dick Diary on the desk as he left the Shibuya precinct for the last time. Wait, what? What? Excuse me. What the hell? What the actual fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. How was that a bad end? I didn't... Oh. Kano wound up at a bad end. This, however, does not mean that the choice you made for Kano was the wrong one. Wait, has this game basically lied to me then? One of the other protagonists, Achi Endo, has an impact on Kano's fate here. You can avoid a bad end by making proper decisions in another character's story. For a detailed hint, check the tip by underlining the bad end title. Press tab and then space. Okay. What was I supposed to have done? Kano had every reason to suspect Achi Endo, but arresting him turned out to be a mistake. If Achi hadn't approached his homie, this wouldn't have happened. Try playing Achi's story up till 10:30 and make a choice that keeps him from going up to her. If you do that, Kano won't have a chance to arrest him, and things should play out differently. So wait, so was that bad end mandatory then? Okay, so maybe this is just showing us what the bad end's like, and when we play the other character, we avoid that from happening? Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. You're not getting it. From what I understand, the game's made you run into a bad end to show you what it is. But hold on. We'll go to the other character, and if what the game is trying to tell us is we can stop that from happening by making the right choice in another character's story. You can now select Achi Endo, one of the other protagonists. Let's follow Achi's story for a little while. Okay. So we'll try the other character and see if we can prevent that from happening. So we're playing the guy who got arrested. Oh, hello. Good thing that... Oh. He's wearing pants, thank God. Okay. Achi Endo called out at the door to his father's room. Okay, I'm heading out. Sure. His father sounded unconcerned. He didn't even open the door. Sure you don't want me to stay here in the shop? It's not like we're going to get any customers. Achi grimaced. Yeah, I guess not. The drawer by the front door held a stack of heavy-duty trash bags. Achi pulled a few of them out. Guess it's going to be that kind of day. He stuffed the trash bags into his pocket, then slipped on his favourite pair of sneakers. The entryway into Achi's home also led into the family shop. Various pieces of electronics were piled up like so much junk in the tiny retail space. The slightest bump brought a risk of an avalanche. Achi wove his way through the gaps in appliances like a spelunker exploring a cave. What's a spelunker? That could have been a blue tip. From Shibuya Station, if you make your way past the 109 building, then up through Dogenzaka, you'll come across an old shopping district. Nestled in its outskirts is Endo Electronics, in the same place it's been for decades. Oh, more water, more water. Within its dimly lit interior, you'll find rows of wares all caked in dust. At a glance, you might well assume the place was closed. A mom-and-pop place like Endo's couldn't compete with the big consumer chains booming throughout Shibuya. So far, the store had remained in business thanks to the locals who appreciated that they made house calls to do repairs. But things weren't looking good for the future. Achi, the eldest son and nominal successor to the business, had no interest whatsoever in working there. Okay. Achi stepped out of the shop and into the sunny morning air. The good weather lifted his spirits. Alrighty, time to do this. He unfurled one of the big garbage bags, which caught the wind and fluttered like a cape. He slowly made his way towards Shibuya Station, scanning his surroundings all the while. Sheesh, this place is filthy! He paused to pick up a plastic bottle that had been tossed on the ground. Then, with a heavy sigh, he slipped the crushed receptacle into this trash bag. Well, at least he's looking out for the environment. He'd been picking up trash around town like this for about 6 months now. It had gotten so that the sort of garbage most people would hardly notice stood out to him like a sore thumb. Most days he'd filled out his trash bag to the top by the time he'd made it from his house to Dogenzaka to the train station. Oh. Today he was halfway to the station when a woman's anxious voice caught his attention. I'm sorry. I'm in a bit of a hurry here. He looked up and saw a timid-looking woman being confronted by 2 men, one with brown hair and one with black. From the looks of it, he guessed that the men were scouts for some hostess club. He ran into this sort of thing pretty frequently on his trash cleaning walks around town. Another kind of trash to take care of. If this was accuser, they'd be on the floor by now. Achi quickly interposed himself between the girl and the 2 recruiters. Hey, can't you see you're bothering her? Who the hell are you? The 2 men glared. Take a hike, pal. Achi stood his ground. Look, she ain't interested. You're just gonna have to find some other mark. The hustler's annoyance turned to open rage. Well, well, listen to you. Got a bit of a mouth, huh, buddy? The brown-haired thug smacked his lips around his chewing gum like a dog worrying a bone. How about we take this someplace more quiet, yeah? Wait, why is it highlighting that? Okay. The girl stood by uneasily, watching the goings-on. Hey, take it easy. I'm not looking for trouble. Is that supposed to be an apology? On your knees and beg, pal. The man spat his gum into the ground. Archie looked down at the glistening wad of gum on the sidewalk. His last shred of goodwill vanished. You better pick that up right now. What? Didn't you hear me? 'Cause I told you to get down on your knees and back! Archie's hand shot out, grabbing the man by the jaw. Whoa, whoa, easy, pal. The other man's bravado drained from his face. Archie tightened his grip around the brown-haired hustler's jaw. Sweat dripped from the man's reddening brow. The man struggled, but Archie just tightened his grip. Gum's a real pain in the ass to clean up after it's gotten stuck to the street, you know. Ever stop to consider that? Wait, are you... The other hustler's panicked eyes had fixed onto Archie's chest. Gah! Oh, crap! That shirt, man! The guy's voice was starting to break. That's Mean Clean! The guy with the Mean Clean shirt, carrying around the trash bag? That means you're... His face went pale. Mean Gleam? The other man's echoed, Mean Gleam? The other man's voice echoed through his held-shut jaw, tears welling up in his eyes. Get it right, pal. Archie clenched the man's jaw harder still. It's Mean Clean. Ow, 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 ow. So Mean Clean's a gang, is it? We're sorry, man. You're Archie, right? Dude, we honestly had no idea. Come on, man. You gotta cut us some slack. The man scrambled to snatch the wad of gum off the street, stuffing it into his pants pocket. Finally, Archie let go of his companion. The brown-haired hustler's face was twisted up with fear. Tears streamed down his cheeks. Gasping out hasty apologies, the two thugs scampered off. Hey, so... hey, so... A shy smile came to the girl's face. Why is that highlighted in blue? Do these people think people not know what a girl is? Oh! It tells you who it is. Ryoko Kakinuma, a second-year student at Midoriyama Academy's law school. These hustlers managed to corner her while she was on her way to her part-time job at a cafe. It's a popular plot in trashy e-novels for the main character to fall in love with a hustler like these guys, but such things rarely happen in real life. Thank you for saving me. No, I apologize. Huh? The girl stared in surprise. You're right to creeps like that now and then, but don't hold it against us. Shibuya's a good town. Yeah, okay. Archie gave her a quick wave and then turned and continued on his way down Dogenzaka. Archie was Shibuya born and raised. On the playground he spent most of his days. He was keenly aware of all the changes that the ward had seen since he was a kid. Grocer stores in inconspicuous little side streets, tiny parks nestled in buildings. Archie knew it all like the back of his hand. Trash, human or otherwise, had no place in this town. Not on his watch. I keep thinking I know who those singers are. Archie made his way down towards Shibuya Station. Throngs of people shuffled to and fro across the scramble. The view shifted constantly from one moment to the next, almost as if the city itself were alive. And if the city was a living thing, then Shibuya Station was its heart. with streets like Bunker Dory and Santa Guy serving as the arteries pumping a bloodstream made of people. Today, as ever, the heart was pumping that blood to every nook and cranny of Shibuya. And there was Achi, just another part of this great urban organism. Guess I'm at one of the city's white blood cells. Or, wait, maybe I'm a red blood cell? Hold on. Is that right? Or did I have it right the first time? White blood cells eliminate pathogens from the bloodstream. Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body. Achi was probably thinking of white blood cells. Well, unless he's the life of the party, then he'd be a red blood cell. Emerging from his reverie, he noticed a rather conspicuous young woman standing by the statue of Hachiko outside Shibuya Station. Ah, this must be decision time. Oh, she's totally my type. Wonder if she's a model or a small-time actress or something. Looks like she's waiting for someone. Probably another guy. Dang. Good looking as she was, there was no way she wasn't already taken. What kind of guy scored a girl like that? Probably the rich-ass CEO of an IT company or something. Crouching down to tie off the trash bag. Achi is not the sharpest, is he? No, he is absolutely not. Crouching down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wistfully at the girl. Then he noticed something peculiar. She was carrying an attaché case, the kind a businessman might use. It was a large case, and apparently so heavy she was struggling to hold it despite using both hands. Now, what kind of a person makes a young lady lug around? Hold on, you've reached a decision point. Let's have Achi not approach Hitomi. Okay, so I guess option A runs into the same bad end that we did when playing as Kano. So I'm guessing... I'm sure I shouldn't have to ask, but I guess we're going to go with option B. Yep, I think we're going to go with option B. Just clear some things off my phone. Yeah. It's what it's telling us to do. But first I gotta dump this trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. But first I gotta dump... Okay, that's basically what I just said. Now Achi won't approach Hitomi, which means he will avoid being arrested by Kano. At the same time, Kano's fate will also change. And he will no longer wind up at a bad end. So let's switch back to Kano's story using the time chart. Press F2 to open it. This is the time chart. It shows the protagonist's progression through the story. Decision points are marked with whatever that thing is. Kano's fate has changed based on Achi's actions. Select Kano's 1030 block and then press space. Okay. So we can play as Kano again. I suppose you could call it that. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is. Kusei's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. The man in the black coat. He's not Japanese. Looks to be in his early 30s. Previously, Achi got mixed up with Kano and the police. But now, another man has appeared instead. By changing what Achi did, you've also changed Kano's story. A foreign man had emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He made his way towards her, his expression blank. Looks a bit like Christopher Eccleston's coat from Doctor Who. He didn't match the description Hitomi had given them, but Kano had felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper was using an accomplice to snatch the ransom payment. I don't know, maybe he's using young lads who pick up trash, I don't know. Alright. Alright. Sasayama raised an eyebrow. This may be our guy. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready for action. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Okay. Was this the culprit? Or perhaps... The stranger took hold of the attaché case. It was him! En masse, the detectives began to close in. Let's go, Kano! On it! Sasayama and Kano leapt into action, but they had never expected what happened next. With the case clutched in both arms, the man veered suddenly, running right toward them. Oh, come on! Keep out! Kano's story has suddenly hit a keep out. Keep out refers to a point in the story where your progress is currently stopped. In order to advance beyond a keep out, you need to jump from another protagonist story. At 10:30, Achi has the text, "Young man in a suit," set as red keywords. Checking these red keywords will allow you to jump from Achi's story back to Kano's. Now head back to Achi's story and keep an eye out for that. Key phrase. Okay, so something about a red suit. Young man in a red suit. Okay, so we need to go back and forth between the protagonists. Okay. Try following the story from Achi at 10:30. Okay. So we're going back here. Wait, hold on. Oh, this is the decision point as before, wasn't it? Right, I'm just going to skip through this and just see if we can get back to where we were. Press up to go back and reread sections that you've already played through. To scroll ahead through text you've already read, press down. When rewinding, advancing like this, a book will sometimes appear in the upper left corner. Press space while this is being displayed to reread the current page. Hold on, go back. So we'll go option B again. But first, I gotta dump this trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Huh? A man had come up beside the girl. He was dressed in black, and he wasn't Japanese. It looked like they were having a conversation. The girl nodded tensely at something the man said. Achi stared. Something tells me that that's not her boyfriend, you think? The girl handed off the attaché case over to the man. He took hold of it with his right hand and began walking briskly away. Whoa! A nearby homeless man suddenly leapt over Achi and broke into a run, as if he'd been waiting for this very moment. Sprinting alongside him was a young man in a suit. Some words in the text appear in red. Red text denotes important keywords that let you jump between different protagonists' stories. This allows you to shift between characters at specific points. These can also allow you to clear out a keep out in another character's story and let you read on. If you come across red text, press tab to underline it and then press space. A window will appear, allowing you to jump from one protagonist to another at that point. Then press space to continue. Another character's story after the keep out. Give it a try. Okay, so same thing. Underline. Oh, no, we're not underlining a homeless man. Okay, and then press that. Okay, so we're back. We're switching back to Kano. By performing a jump from this screen, you can advance another protagonist's story past the keep out. Press space to confirm and jump over to Kano's story. Okay. The face of Achi, I know, right? Let's go, Kano! On it! Sasayama and Kano leapt into action. You did it! Jump successful! This reminds you of Siren, in what way? In 4 to 8, you will often need to jump to get past another character's keep out. Jump from red keywords to clear a keep out. Keep this in mind as you advance through the story. Okay, there won't be any more tutorial messages for a while. If you get stuck somewhere, try changing protagonists or making different decisions to advance. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you mean, because, oh yeah, it does have multiple protagonists, doesn't it? The only Siren I played is, Siren Blood Curse, but that did have multiple characters in there. You can access gameplay explanations and adjust settings. Press F2 to open the time chart and F1 to open the main menu. But they never expected what happened next. With the case clutched in both arms, the man suddenly veered, running right toward them. What? Catching sight of the two detectives, the suspect staggered to a halt and then bolted off in a new direction. Kano whipped off his costume glasses and followed in hot pursuit. And it looks like he's... Did he just throw a banana peel up in the air? I think he did. Oh, this shit is bananas. At the crosswalk, the signal changed to red, and the flow of foot traffic abruptly halted. Just as quickly, hundreds of cars all lurched back into motion. There was no escape for the culprit now, or so it appeared. The converging cops slowed their pace, confident their man was cornered. Then the foreigner barreled straight into the intersection, dodging between the oncoming cars without any hesitation. The mob of detectives came to a halt, not eager to rush to their deaths along with him. Kano, however, remained in hot pursuit, charging into the traffic at the crossing. Kano, are you crazy? Come back! Kano heard Sasayama shouting, but his feet kept carrying him onward. Oh, this is getting good. With shouts and sirens from echoing all around him, Kano closed in on the foreigner. Just a little closer. Just a little closer and he'd be in tackling range. He leaned forward, preparing to pounce, his eyes fixed on the culprit's feet. It was now or never. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Kano, back off. Don't take him down. It was Kuze shouting through Kano's earpiece. Huh? Kano hesitated in surprise. Had he really just been ordered not to apprehend the criminal? Oh, I got a host notification there, but I'm not sure who it was, but whoever it is, thank you. Let him go for now. Let him go for now. The real purpose someplace else. What had happened to the plan? He'd been told that all personnel were to secure the area ASAP. Didn't HQ want them to catch the perpetrator? Arrest team, stay on the foreigner's tail. Forensics team, get busy cross-referencing photos. Even if this foreigner was only an underling hired for this one task, the police had now tipped their hand that they had been lying in wait. If they didn't lock things down now and get more info on the kidnapper, a girl's life might be at stake. Kano recalled another maxim from his Dick diary. Dick Dictum 12. Always assume a worst case scenario. If Kuze had told him to let this guy go, that implied that he was counting on the team that was now in position. But if the crook had planned a way to break through the police dragnet and escape with the ransom, and he succeeded, what was the right call here? Should he take this guy down or back off after all? Okay, we're letting you guys pick this one. Letting the perp escape now is too big of a risk. He had to catch this guy ASAP. Let the other officers chase after this guy. Kano had his own job to do. I'm going to check on certain things on... Oh, Aiko, yeah, I didn't realise you were the host. Thank you for that. I just couldn't see it before. Okay, so We've got one vote for take it down. We'll give it a bit longer, and then I'll decide on A. Yeah, I'll give it a bit longer for other people to vote, and then I will... Oh, I need to get more water when I go on break. Although this might be a shorter stream than usual, but depending on how this goes. Okay. I think we are going to try and take him down. Letting the perp escape now is too big of a risk. He had to catch this guy ASAP. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprinted down the side streets. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well. What? Someone's taking Hitomi! Someone's taking Hitomi! Kano recognized Kusei's trademark squawk immediately. Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of Meijidori. I need to get a better voice for him. What? Kano could hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped? Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off her. Something's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Kano saw that the road forked up ahead. The man with the attache case ran to the left. If the man who had taken Hitomi was heading towards Meijidori, there was a good chance he'd be gone down one of the alleyways off to the right. Making a snap judgment, Kano told the detective behind him to follow the case snatcher, then turned and headed down the nearest alley. After darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man, another foreigner, crossing an intersection a few dozen meters ahead. The man was dressed in black, just like the guy who grabbed the ransom money. Kusei's right. The kidnapper wasn't acting alone. But wait, something was amiss. Hitomi isn't with him. Where was she? Kano skidded around the corner, then stopped short. The man in black was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Before Kano could react, the man fired. Kano felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. The face, yeah! Except for his cheek, pressed against the asphalt, and the palms of his hands, they felt so cold. There was nothing he could do. Nothing, that is, except lie there and watch as his killer turned and walked away. Okay, that was another bad end. Okay, what could we have done better? By trying to find the man who had taken Hitomi, Kano ran into a different criminal. Unfortunately for him, he got shot. And if the criminal hadn't been able to get near Hitomi, she wouldn't have been taken. Have Achi made the choice to talk to Hitomi instead at 10:35. Wait, what? Oh, right. Okay, so are we supposed to go back to Achi again? Okay. Okay, so go back around. Okay, so maybe we go from there. Young man in a suit. Whoa! A nearby homeless man. Yeah, we've read this bit. Sprinting alongside him was a young man in a suit. Then, seemingly from everywhere, a whole bunch of other guys burst into motion. First one, then another. A third, a fourth, a fifth. Over a dozen now. What the heck? Clearly something big was going down. Were they after the Itachi case? Within moments, Archie lost sight of them all throughout the crowd. With that many people chasing him, the guy with the case was sure to get caught. But wait, what about that girl? Archie turned back around. The girl was still there. She was staring in the direction that the man who'd taken the case had gone, a worried expression on her face. Archie couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Maybe he should talk to her and ask what was going on. Or B, another crazy day in Shibuya. They had to be shooting for a scene for a film on location. It would probably be a mistake to intrude. I know it's probably going to be the obvious choice here, but should it be A or B? A, right, okay. Give it a minute and then I'm going to go with A. Okay. Archie couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Maybe he should talk to her and ask what was going on? But just as he was making up his mind, a middle-aged man in a ratty business suit shuffled awkwardly to her first. Was there something wrong with one of his legs? He was using a cane to walk, and then one of his hands slipped into his jacket pocket. Archie could scarcely believe his eyes. A revolver? With a single fluid motion, the man lifted the gun and pointed it in the girl's direction. It's a magnum. He was aiming right for her head. Huh? Huh? The girl had noticed the man with the cane now. Seeing the gun pointed right at her, she froze in fear. No scream at all. Yeah. Archie didn't hesitate. Breaking into a full run, he tackled the gunman with all his might. Caught off guard, the man sprawled to the pavement. But the would-be assassin kept hold of his weapon and quickly scrambled back to his feet. Archie knew he had to act fast. He grabbed the ashen-faced girl by the arm and attempted to drag her away. This way! This way! He shouted. She just stared at him, uncomprehending, trembling like a startled animal. Come on, run! Finally, the girl snapped out of her daze and gave a fearful nod. The police box, let's go, or let's just get out of here. A, Majima arc all over again. Alright, what are we thinking, A or B? And before you ask, no, the police box won't be the TARDIS. So I'm thinking A or B. My mind's going for B, but then again, I don't... Wait a minute. I don't know where the police box is, but... Yeah, I'd say B as well. Yeah, from a civilian perspective. Let's just get out of here. The would-be assassin was getting back to his feet. Archie grabbed the girl by the hand. Run! Without so much as a backward glance, he led her beneath the railway overpass for the Yamanote line. They needed to get as far away as possible, fast. Their best bet was to head towards the east side of the station. It was less crowded there. It would be easier to run. Don't worry, you can trust me. Dragging the hesitant girl behind him, he took off through the crowd. Suddenly, it dawned on him that he still held the trash bag in his other hand. You know, this thing's going to be a real pain in my ass. Archie paused just long enough to toss the trash into a garbage bin as they passed by the park, and then took off again. Someone shouted from behind, "Stop right there!" Archie looked back in alarm to see a stranger charging after them. It was one of the guys from the crowd that had run after the attaché case snatcher. You gotta be kidding me. Now he's chasing us. Whoever he was young and fit and gaining fast. Realizing the girl could never outrun this guy, Archie stopped abruptly. Shielding her behind him, turned to face the stranger. Why did you run off? Because you were chasing us. The other fellow eyed Archie skeptically. Maybe he was a buddy of the man with the cane. Keeping his guard up, Archie began to back away. Look, just let the girl go. The guy was acting like he knew her. Archie glanced back, but the girl only shook her head wide-eyed. The other man's posture shifted, preparing to lunge. But as Archie braced himself for a scuffle, something came crashing down on the stranger's head. Gah! His eyes wobbled and spun in their sockets, and he collapsed in a heap on the ground. There, standing behind him, was the girl he helped out earlier, the one he'd saved from the hustlers. Hey! He dies at... No, not yet. Hey, you're that girl from this morning. Are you okay? Next to the fallen pursuer's form was a rather thick book. She nodded toward it. He looked dangerous, so I just threw that at him. Well, to be fair, it did help us, so thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you. This saves my bacon big time. It's the least I could do. It's the least I could do after the way you helped me earlier. Sure thing. You should probably get out of here before that guy comes to. Like you said, he's probably dangerous. Right. Archie scooped up the heavy book and handed it to the girl, who promptly left the scene. Now we better get out of here, the girl nodded. They started down the street, only to see the man with the cane round the corner a few dozen meters ahead. This is... Policemen definitely have it rough on Shibuya, yeah. This is not good. The assassin had spotted them and had hurried in their direction. This way. Archie led the girl into a nearby alleyway. But this way's a dead end, this girl said breathlessly. Like I said, just trust me. Van Austin's back. Ooh, I didn't know that. Stopping abruptly, Archie kicked a wooden plank covering a gap between two buildings, clearing a space that a person could fit through. See, we can get away through here. In you go. But the girl just stood there, looking terrified. What's the matter? Archie asked. Come on, we gotta hurry. But I... She looked at him as if he, too, was about to pull a gun on her. He could hardly blame her. After all, he was just some random guy who turned up out of nowhere. But this was no time for dawdling. The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alley. If they just stood there, he was going to catch them. You gotta believe! Okay, sweetheart, hear me out, he said in a rush. The name's Achiendo. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm not the kind of guy to stand idly by when a girl has been chased by some killer. So please, just trust me, and I'll do my best to keep you safe. He hoped the look in his eyes could convince her he was being on the level. After a painfully long moment, the girl nodded her acceptance. Phew. Right, let's start with the... They had paused beside an enormous stack of beverage crates. With a quick shove, Archie had knocked... The Majima-san intensifies. Archie knocked the whole pile down, sending it cascading across their pursuer's path. Now that was a close call. The man with the cane was floundering, struggling to get past the fallen crates. My bad, man, Archie called out. Mind cleaning that up for me? He looks pissed. The man scowled back at him and fumbled for his gun. Archie flashed him a wave goodbye and then slipped away between the buildings with the girl. Old man can... Sponsored by Coca-Cola. Old man can still shoot them from this distance. You are right, but then again, he was trying to find his gun. Hurrying down a narrow alley, they emerged into a side street lined with dive bars and clubs. Assuming the man with the cane hadn't given up, he would probably lie in wait on the path back to the main road. Archie decided that their best bet was to try and stay inconspicuous rather than risk getting caught on the move. Guess we can lie down here for a bit, he said. He led the girl to the entrance of a tiny old hostess club. She followed him reluctantly. And the girl's like, oh my god, what are you actually dragging me into? Achi flicked the switch inside the front door, and a chintzy chandelier glowed into life. He sat the girl down on the small sofa behind the counter. She gave him a worried look. Achi felt a pang of embarrassment as he realized what she must be thinking. Oh no, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not trying to try any funny business. Someone I know used to run this place. It's not in business anymore, so I figure we're safe here. The girl chuckled at his evident discomfort. Alright then, she said. So, we good? We're good. Okay, good. Achi made a vague attempt to straighten his disheveled clothes. So, 101 convo, yes. So, how about some introductions? I'm Achi Endo, like I said earlier. You can just call me Achi. I'm Hitomi Asawa. You can call me Hitomi, I guess. With each new word out of Hitomi's mouth, Achi felt his heart sing, I think someone's in love. She was charming, personable, just about everything about her was captivating. Achi had never met another girl like her. Achi? What? Probably just charming. Is something the matter? You were spacing out there a bit. Achi shook his head to dispel his daze. Damn it, this is no time to get all starry-eyed. He needed to think of some way to keep her safe from the guy who was after her. Look, can you tell me what the heck is going on? Please, I need to know if I'm gonna help you. Right. Achi, my face is up here. Yes. Right. Okay. I'm not really sure where to begin. Hitomi looked down, lost in thought. Apparently hers was a long story. Alright, she said at last. I guess I'll just explain things as they happened. Wait, hold up. Could you keep it as simple as you can? I mean, I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed. Complicated explanations ain't exactly my strong suit. Oh, hold on. Okay, Hitomi chuckled. I'll try my best. She got comfortable and then started her story. So, last night, somebody abducted my sister. The kidnapper demanded I make the ransom handoff personally. He told me to stand by the statue in Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock in the morning to make the exchange. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, whoa. I completely missed that. Somebody abducted my sister. Oh, yeah, okay. He told me to stand by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock in the morning to make the exchange. So I did. And this man came by, took the attaché case with the money, and then afterwards, that other guy with the cane turned up and pointed his gun at me, and so far, Achi is the luckiest one. Poor Kano keeps getting killed left and right. Yeah, so far he's been sacked, and he's been shot in the head. Yeah, he's not really looking good for Kano, and I actually like him. Whoa, I'm sorry, hold up a sec. Achi had suddenly lost the thread of the conversation. Could you say that again, but like, simpler? Achi. Ugh. This girl's pouring her heart out to you. What about that is not hard to understand? Her sister's been kidnapped. Kidnapper asked her to deliver the money. Somebody ran off with the money and then tried to kill her. Is that simpler enough for you? Oh, God almighty. Huh? Sure. I'm just having trouble following is all. I mean, is this a plot to some movie or soap opera? No, that's not. Or some kind of hidden camera show? This is real. This really happened. The look in Hitomi's eyes was dead serious. She's got to be telling the truth. What would be the point of lying? And he had seen the attache case and the gunman himself. How much was the ransom, if you don't mind me asking? Hitomi hesitated. 50 million yen, she said after a moment. Achi gave a whistle of amazement. The detectives told me it was a typical amount for a kidnapper to ask for. It's plenty, that's for sure. I guess there's good money in that sort of thing. As soon as the words were out, he realized his Wait, he said that? It's plenty, that's for sure. I guess there's good money in that sort of thing. As soon as the words were out, he realized his blunder. Achi, you're a lovable idiot, but you're an idiot. Whoa. Hold on, just checking my phone works. I dropped it. Ah, sorry, I shouldn't have put it that... sorry, I shouldn't have put it that way. He fidgeted awkwardly, and Hitomi looked away. I'm an idiot, but okay. I think I get this kidnapping thing. So I'm guessing those guys who chased the guy who took the ransom were undercover cops? He replayed the scene in his head. But then... The kidnapper took the attache case and ran, right? So, if you were the empty-handed, why'd that guy with the cane come after you? I'm honestly not sure. Hitomi's words trailed off. This was clearly difficult for her to talk about. Anyway, the plot thickens, yeah. Anyway, we should probably get you to the police as soon as we... No, we can't do that. Hitomi's tone... No, we can't do that. Hitomi's tone was resolute. I can't take this to the police. Why not? Achi waited for an answer, but none came. After a long and awkward silence, she stood up from her seat. I really appreciate the help, but I should go now. She gave Achi a deep bow. Nuh-uh, hold on. What do you mean go? Go where? He hurried to intervene as she headed for the door. I don't want to cause you any more trouble. I'll figure out the rest on my own, somehow. Hey, I said hold on. Why are you making this even more difficult? Yeah, exactly. Oh, hello. Standing there was the man with the cane, his revolver in his hand. Hi? Can I help you? Sir, this is a Wendy's. To be continued. Ooh. Achi Endo's 10 o'clock story ends here. However, Kano's story is still stuck at a bad end. This is due to one of Achi's decisions. Go back to Achi's decision point at 10:35 and change the choice he makes in order to change Kano's fate. This way, Achi's choice can help someone else, while his own story remains resolved. The key to getting all the characters through to the end is to go back and change choices for characters that have already made it through the current hour of their story. Man with the cane, I heard that if you bring a gun, I can get a Baconator on breakfast. Oh my god, what is up with my throat? Ugh. Okay. So, we need to go back to Achi's choice at 10:35. Okay. So, let's go back here and see what we've done wrong. Okay, so this bit, getting lost throughout the crowd, many people chasing him, the guy with the case was sure to get caught. What about that girl? Girl was still there, staring in the direction that... Okay, yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, we're going to go with choice A, but we're going to go for the... We're going to go with the police box choice and see if that makes any difference. Yeah, this was the one thing with the cane, like it was before. Okay, this was where he pointed the revolver at Hitomi. Okay, now you tackle him. And now, okay, so we'll go with the police box choice and see if that's any different. The police box, let's go! Still pulling the girl by the hand, Achi headed to the police box outside the train station. But it was empty. There were always policemen staffing these things. Why did it have to be on man now? Achi flashed a worried glance behind him and saw the assassin in pursuit like a man possessed. Yikes, this is not good. There was nothing they could do but run. Oh wait, this is the same choice. Okay, so, with the frightened girl in tow, Achi ran beneath the JR Yamanote Line railway overpass. Don't worry, just trust me, he told her. But first... They sped past a convenience store where an employee was cleaning up the changes with Kin. I think it did say and actually supposed to make the make a different choice before you can do it with Kano. Convenience store where an employee was cleaning up the sidewalk. Here, take this, will ya? Archie tossed over the bag of trash. Huh? Wait, what? This way. They slipped through the crowd into a nearby back alley. But this way's a dead end. Wait, is this the same one? Stopping... Yeah, this is the one where he kicked down the door. Well, we'll go through it again, and we'll just... if it turns out to be the same one, we'll go back to the... what's it called? The, time thing. The time chart. Yeah, so he's given chase again. Yeah, this is basically the same text it was last time. Okay, so the police box isn't the choice we have to make. Apparently this was a sequel to a game that came out on the PS1 Sega Saturn, which they didn't outright say it, but apparently the hints are there, supposedly, anyway. They've not outright confirmed it, but some people are saying that apparently this is a sequel to Machi, I think it was. Yep, this is exactly the same. Let's go back. Right, okay, what's the deal? Go back to there. We've done both choices there. Okay, so we'll go with the Another Crazy Day in Shibuya choice and see if that makes any difference. Another crazy day in Shibuya. They had to be shooting a scene for a film on location. It would probably be a mistake to intrude. Yeah, I bet that's what this is. Some TV show about a kidnapping and the girl has to make a ransom handoff. And there's probably some actor lurking around here playing the suave, handsome detective. Archie gave a chuckle and turned away. A soothing breeze blew by as wispy clouds drifted overhead. They picked a nice day for a shoot. Smiling inwardly, he resumed his trash-picking mission, wondering what other surprises that day would hold. A few moments later, he heard a loud bang, and the scramble went into an uproar. Someone blow a tire? People were running from all directions to see what had made the sound. Oh, maybe they're shooting an action scene now. Archie was a tad bit curious, but he strolled away from the scramble without looking back. Maybe he'd head out to Yotsuya today to stretch his legs a bit. It was best not to get distracted. There was trash that needed collecting. Oh, okay, so that was a bad end. Your future is garbage. Okay, so what choice have I actually done wrong here? Okay, so maybe you're alright, Aiko. Maybe it's to do with, Kano's choice, maybe? Okay, we'll go back here and we'll see if it makes any difference. What was the right call here? Should he take this guy down or back off after all? Let the other officers chase after this guy. Kano had his own job to do. Kusei's instructions have been clear. Let the other officers chase after the guy. Kano had his own job to do. He broke off his pursuit, pointing the next wave of detectives in the direction the foreigner had fled. Kano had almost gotten close enough to get a good look at the guy's face, but if Kusei had ordered him to let the guy go, well, his boss should know what he's doing. The perp was someone else's problem now. He had just ceased his pursuit when Kusei's panicked voice sounded shrill in his ear. Eep! Someone's taking it to me! Kano recognized Kusei's trademark squawking immediately. Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun. I shouldn't do that voice, bad on the throat. He's fleeing in the general direction of Meijidori. What? Kano could hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped? Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off her. Something's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Kano hurried to search for the man who had taken Hitomi. If he was heading towards Meijidori, there was a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways nearby. After darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man, another foreigner, crossing an intersection a few dozen meters ahead. The man was dressed in black, just like the guy who grabbed the ransom money. Kusei's right. The kidnapper wasn't acting alone. But wait, something was amiss. Hitomi isn't with him. Where was she? Kano skidded around the corner, then stopped short. The man in black was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Before Kano could react, the man fired. Same bad end again. So, no matter... Okay, so... I'm not quite sure what choice I need to make here to avoid that. So yeah, he died. Okay, select hint. But check a guide. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing. Yeah, just bear with me 1 minute. I'm just gonna look this up. We won't play this too much longer anyway. We're just going to at least get past this bit. And then I think we're going to just stop here for the evening. Uh... Oh, wait. Okay. I see what it's trying to do. The guide's saying because we've had Achi take the girl with him, Kano can actually chase the foreigner now. So let's try it. Let's try it and see. Okay, so we're chasing him again. Okay, yeah, letting the perp escape is a bit of a risk. A bit of one. Yep, darted down. Yeah, he's chasing him here. Taking Hitomi. Yeah, same thing as before. Kano saw the row forked up ahead. The man with the Itachi case ran to the left. If the man who had taken Hitomi was heading towards Mejidori, there was a good chance he'd gone off to one of the alleyways down to the right. Making a snap judgment, Kano told the detective behind him to follow the case snatcher, then turned and headed down the nearest alley. After darting through the side streets... Okay, this is another one again. Different man. Yeah, that's the same one. Oh, you are kidding me. Wait, hold on. What is actually are the... But we've just done that, though. Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Wait, hang on. Hold on. I think I know what it's trying to do, because I think the let's get out of here one was actually the wrong choice. So let me try doing the police box choice one more time, and then we'll see. We'll go back to Kano and then go from there. Go back to Achi. Not this one. Right, so we'll go back to here. Okay, so back to A. Apparently the police box one was the right option. We just need to see that through to the end. Okay, yep, the guy with the revolver. We've seen this already. Let me put this on auto. Because you'll notice when we did the police box choice then, we didn't actually run into Kano in that option where the girl had knocked him out that we tried to help. So apparently, according to this guide I'm looking at, that is actually what we're meant to do. So we run, and then we just choose the police box option again. Okay, yeah, empty, policeman staffing these. I'm just skipping through these just so we can get to the unique bit a bit better. Well, yeah, I don't know when I'll do this, when or if I'll do this again, but we'll, yeah, nice. It's a nice little bit of a taster to see what it's like. Okay, so that's the same. Yeah, he didn't run into Kano that time. Okay, nearly there. Yeah, it's the same text as before, so you're not really missing a lot. Okay. Filed for his gun, flashed him away, goodbye. And hopefully he won't shoot us again later. Nearly there. I'm sure there was a fast forward thing here. Okay, this is going to be the same exposition as it was before. So yeah, it's the same path. We just needed to just not run around willy-nilly. It's an interesting thing so far. I like the whole puzzle aspect of it with having to make specific decisions to influence character choices. I mean, I've never really played a visual novel like this before, and it's interesting. As long as you guys are having fun, that's the main thing. I mean, not right now, but like this whole thing so far. Actually, boy, I love that bit. Look down, lost in... yeah, they're pretty much the exact same thing. Keep it as simple as you can. Oh, sounds like somebody's lighting up fireworks in my back garden in my street. Apologies if you could hear that. I love Archie's face. He just looks so confused. He thinks no, it's not a plot to a movie. She must want to slap him right now. Right, we'll see if this is the right thing to do for Kano's path, and then Once we've moved on with him, we'll wrap things. We'll wrap the stream up for the night. A lot of wasted beer glasses there. Mm-hmm. Why not? Because she has her reasons. She's a little bit suspicious. So there's more to her than meets the eye, is what I'm thinking. Oh, hi. Yep, that's him again. He's like, do you have waffles? Okay, so let's see if this makes a difference to Kano then. I'm sure yeah. Shinya Kano still has more to do. Read along further in Kano's story. Okay, so that seems to have done it. So, do you have a moment to hear the word of our Lord and Saviour, Revolver Ocelot? Okay, so we can only pick Tailing the Foreigner. Okay, let's jump up to here. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprinted through the side streets. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well. The man shot through onto a major thoroughfare, then bolted up a pedestrian bridge. Just where the heck was this guy heading? Halfway across the bridge, the man stopped abruptly. Cautious, Kano stopped as well. He looks freaky. Height, roughly 190 centimeters. Age, 30s. Hair, dark brown. Clothing, all black. A moment later, a man flashed up a triumphant sneer, and he held up the attaché case. Before Kano could even yell, "Stop!" it was already too late. The man threw the attaché case down to the roadway below. No! Panicking, Ko peered over the railing. A man on a motorcycle was waiting beneath the bridge. I've been had. Kano bit his lip. Hard. Seems like a crack addict. Yeah, he does look like one. Damn it! Kano sprinted back down the bridge, hearing the bike's engine roar to life. He had to make it in time. Descending the stairs 4 at a time, he leapt towards the roadway, but the bike sped out of reach and roared away in the direction of Yoyogi, leaving Kano in its dust. Looking back up to the overpass, he saw the man who had thrown the attaché case running away. He handed the money off to someone else. He's currently on a motorcycle heading towards Yoyogi. His report to Kuze complete. Kano slumped down in dismay. The cops had played right into the criminal's hands. Now the crooks were getting away, and people's lives were in danger. Was there any greater failure for a policeman? Staring off into the distance where the man who'd thrown the case had disappeared, Kano had gritted his teeth. Okay, so that was different. That was different. To be continued. Ooh. You finished reading both characters' stories for the hour of 10 AM. In 428, you'll make your way through all the protagonists' stories in parallel like this. Once everyone has reached the end of a given hour, the next hour can begin. Can we drop the pleasantries? Sir, this is a waste of time. I've got work for you. It's like totally bogus. It's a bit like Japanese 24 in a way. 428. Afro-Japanese man. Yes. Okay. Right, okay. This is the end of the tutorial for this part of the story. You can reread previous tutorial messages via the main menu. There's a lot of important info in there, so reread it closely. Now, 428 has reached the 11th o'clock time block. You have five protagonists available. Whose story will you read first? Nobody's, because we are going to wrap up for tonight, because my throat is a bit knackered and I'm a bit tired. So, yeah, that was just a little bit of a more sampling into what Shibuya Scramble is. Yeah, so we'll wrap it up here. Now, I haven't decided what is next week's schedule yet. It's a quite interesting game, yes. We'll go through the close down routine. Now, if you're curious as to what music I use during my streams, the links are there if you want to download them and watch them to your heart. Well, listen to them to your heart's content. Yeah, so we've only done the first hour, and it is an interesting game. Bit of a puzzle aspect of it. Again, going through different characters' parts of their stories. So I'm more curious to see the guy dressed up as a cat next time. I mean, I think we will eventually pick this up again, but I'm not entirely sure when that will be. I've not decided next week's schedule yet, but it will be on my Discord server if you're interested. Let's see if the... No. Oh, I dropped my mouse. Let's see if the Discord command works. No, I haven't programmed that in. Okay. You can follow me on Twitter at NevByte. The VODs for the Golden Mask and this will be available on Friday on YouTube. And also, again, you can follow me on Twitter at NevByte for future streams. Yeah, so we're not going to raid anybody tonight because I basically want to basically go to bed. Not go to bed, but I am going to be chilling out. If I'll be on the Discord if anybody wants me anyway. So yeah, thank you for your company. Have a lovely time, and I will see you again next Sunday. Ta-ra for now.